I'm about to go lift with another world champion, but it got me thinking. What would ChatGPT ask them? Let's find out. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Woo! What's up, baby?
The 83 kilogram world champion, 2023, baby. How do you feel?
Oh my God.
Let's get it.
What's up, boys?
Let's get it. We about to get a bench and accessory workout. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good, feel refreshed. 2 times, trying to catch up to the big boss right here, you know? New York stand up.
Woo!
Yeah, we're gonna get some bench in, chill,
Back to
kick it a
back.
little bit, back to back. Gotta make it 3. Sheffield part 2.
That's right.
We blessed.
Oh, and you qualified for Sheffield.
We blessed.
Damn. All right, so we're getting right into it right now. We're hitting a 3x5 on bench press, and then we have accessories after. We're hitting 150 kilograms right now, 333 pounds, or 31 pounds. So I'm feeling good. Delaney's about to hit his second set.
First set.
First,
I just warmed up with that. I didn't know we were going right into it.
all right.
So this is my actual first one.
All right, so
we're chilling.
just so you guys know, we're not lying. We got the weight on the bar. Let's go. How'd that feel?
Sensational. How we feeling? Back.
Feeling good. Get right into the questions. All right.
Pop quiz.
So ChatGPT asks, how do you prevent and manage injuries in such a demanding sport? And what advice would you give to others regarding injury prevention?
So preventing injuries, I think it's not easy, but you can prevent a lot of them, right? Just by sticking to your program, your sleep, your nutrition, all of that gets you in a position where your body's at the most optimal. But avoiding injuries altogether is impossible. I didn't tell many people, but going into like this last Worlds, I had a really bad groin/adductor injury. And really like training mentally was hard, having an injury more than the physical, right? Like mentally knowing that there's more strength that you have in you that you just can't actually show because literally every time you do something, you're in like excruciating pain. And so I think the first thing you do is like, don't be a tough guy, like go seek help, go see a PT, and when it feels better, don't stop doing all the things that got you better, right? Continue to do it, and every single day kind of stick to that, make it part of your routine. And then the advice to it is like, what I did is like, there were days I couldn't get out of bed without getting, it was excruciating pain. And so you really have to fortify your mental when you're hurt and believe that your coaches, your PTs, the people around you that you're having around you to help you get through that, know what they're doing and just trust that you're going to be ready on that day. And so by just like focusing on winning the day, one day at a time, especially when you're hurt, that's the easiest way to get through it. Because if you don't, you're going to drive yourself insane.
Yeah, man.
You're going to drive yourself insane.
I hear you.
That's my advice.
Let's go. We appreciate the advice. Another world champion dealing with some injuries.
Yes, sir.
And it's good to get a perspective of essentially another person dealing with any type of setback or whatever it may be. So appreciate the insight.
Story time. So I got one for you.
Yes.
How do you, as the best natural powerlifter in the world, handle setbacks, disappointments in your powerlifting journey? What strategies do you deploy so that you have like motivation to kind of keep on going and get back to it?
That's a good one. So the one that I think I fall back on the most is family, like or at least keeping my camp very close, so that is my family. Essentially my dad, my coaches, and my physical therapist, because essentially sometimes, or most of the time in the powerlifting realm, it's being injured. So I have to make sure that all of us are on the same page to make sure that the program is on point, the physical therapy is on point, and my mental is on point, because my coaches work in tandem with my physical therapists that are putting together the program, and that's essentially trying to get me back to 100%, and we're still working around the injury to make sure that we're not losing any progress, right? But then the most important piece of that puzzle, I think, is the mental part of the game, where I talk to my dad, I talk to my wife, and Delaney, he saw me going through it during Sheffield, and he would reach out to me. It's like just keeping people that have good vibes, want nothing but the best for you. Keep those people close, and then make sure that you double down on them when you're going through it. Don't go around and try to tell everyone your issues or problems, because they don't want to hear it. But the ones that do and actually care, double down on that and talk to them. Tell them what's on your mind, tell them what you're going through, just so you're not internalizing it, because I think that's how we drive ourselves potentially into a depression, or like things just, you can't get out of this like fog or this trough, whatever it may be. So those are my 3 things that I really focus on when I'm going through any type of setback or any type of trial in my life. So
there we
hope
go.
That helps.
Villain arc story, here we come.
Let's go. All right, so we're moving on to accessories right now. We have dumbbell overhead press. So my man Delaney's killing it. Is he a bodybuilder or a power lifter? Ooh. Look at the shoes.
Look good, feel good, play good.
So I'm having a little issues with my AC joints, so I'm not doing the dumbbell overhead press, but I am doing the machine. So let's get this set. This limits the range of motion of my shoulder.
Check the elbow depth.
Fuck out of here. All right, we're moving on to the next exercise. We have tricep rope press downs.
Let's get it.
Ha!
Let's go.
All right.
What you got for me?
What does a typical training week look like for you, including exercises, sets, and repetition? But what's a typical week look like?
Yeah, a typical week for me. So we actually just, prior to coming out of Sheffield, prior to Worlds, we actually changed up my training block a little. So now I actually train 6 days a week. Before I was only training 4, just because like world work, things of that nature. So Mondays are typically a heavy squat day, primary squat day, secondary bench day. Tuesdays is a primary bench day. We have the top single. Wednesday, primary deadlift day. Thursday, we're back to bench. Friday, squat and deadlift. And then Saturday is another secondary bench day. And typically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are like my heavy top single days. And then this back half of the week is where we're doing 3x6s, 4x5s, some volume work, just to get the the muscles going and keep building.
How does that change leading into a competition, or does it change at all?
The general scheme of it doesn't change too much. It's more so like the reps, the sets. During the off season, we'll push volume a little bit more because we don't necessarily need to refine that strength to be strong for a particular day. We're just trying to build muscle. But then as we get closer and closer to meet day, those sets of 8, we start turning to sets to 4, sets to 3. We start to really refine things. Joey's really different.
Who's Joey?
So Joey Flex, my coach, AKA best coach in the world, in my opinion.
Shout out.
He's pretty special in the way that when he tries to program me, we're actually pushing a decent amount of volume almost all the way up into the meat. And then at the very last second, we rip that volume out, allow me to recover, and then I just feel like a god on meet day, like we're ready to go through a wall. So
Yes, sir.
that's typically how that changes, but
Okay.
hey, we just get to it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
We're hitting some hanging leg raises. You got to get that core work in. Ooh.
This is the first core exercise I've done since football ended. Like, I ain't no core.
No, that's actually a good, so typically in powerlifting, you don't need to do a lot of core work because the compound movements essentially give you that, so squat and deadlift. So not a lot of core work is needed, like accessory wise, but I'm in an off-season phase, so Delaney's following what I'm doing today, and we have hanging leg raises. So I'm not doing a lot of squat and deadlift currently, so we still have to get that core work done, so that's why we're doing hanging leg raises. Let's go. Doing oblique crunches right now. Final set. Oh. Ah. Damn. Whew. Feel that thing. Feel it in there. There you go. There you go. Squeeze that thing. Ooh. Sheesh. How's that feel, baby?
That shit was tough. That was tough. Man.
All right, so we just finished up our last set of the workout, and I'm gonna ask the last question for my man, Delaney. All right. Can you share a memorable or defining moment from your powerlifting career that has had a significant impact on you?
Man. You want to know this? I think 2021 World Nationals was probably like my defining moment when everything kind of set in.
Okay.
Because at that point, like my career has been very interesting. Like there's always been progression, and like every single meet I've had has always been like my coming out party. Like I went to nationals, placed in the top 5, even though I wasn't in prime time. My first nationals, it was my coming out party, but nobody didn't really know about it. Won the Arnolds, and nobody even knew I won because I don't post, so they thought like Angelo won just because we had like a crazy deadlift. But like 2021 Raw Nationals, you have Russ there, you got Sean Noriega there, you got Angelo there, you got Pancake God, you have Deuce Gruden, all the heads were there.
And 83 kg.
And 83 kg. And coming in second after people didn't even think I was going to be in like the top 5, that was I think that defining moment where it's like, nah, Delaney's here. Like, you know, Delaney's here. We don't know how far he's going to go. We don't know if we're going to have world championships or this is going to be like the last of it all, but like this is when he's here. And I think that was also the defining moment for me where I'm just like, all it takes is one missed lift, one bad day, one good prep, and you know, we could be a world champion. Yeah. We could be a national champion. We can go the distance. So I'd say that was the defining moment in my career from an athletic standpoint.
Yeah.
I think the second defining moment was actually something that happened behind the scenes. And that was the conversation that my coach, Joey Flex, had with me when telling me that, hey, I think you should go to the IPF and go and shoot and work for a world championship. I mean, I was very gung-ho on staying USAPL, just being with the 83s in the US, because I'm like, that's the only competition that really matters. And he really, for a week, pushed on me to go to the IPF and think bigger. And I thank him so much for making me do that, because I got to go to Malta. I got to go to Sheffield, UK. I got to go to South Africa. I'm going back to Sheffield again. I might get to go to the World Games, all because I made that decision that he pushed me to go to. So I think those are the two like defining moments. One, athletically, and then two, behind the scenes that changed the trajectory of my entire powerlifting career, what I thought was possible from powerlifting. I'd say those are the two defining and memorable moments for me.
Cool, man. Appreciate you.
You know, my boy. Till next time.
I think for me, like one of the most defining moments was, as crazy as it may sound, 2019 IPF World Championship in Sweden. I essentially that was like my coming out party, where for years people have been talking about the potential that I had. I was already a world champion in 2018, but it wasn't the performance that I wanted. And then fast forward a year later in Sweden in 2019, I put together a great performance where I set the world championship total and I set the squat world record as well. And I beat the guy that beat me the 2 years before in 2017. So that kind of put me in the stratosphere of like, damn, this guy is pound for pound, if not the best tested powerlifter in the world right now. And then I solidified that with my 2021 performance with 838.5. But I think the one that was the most defining for me in my powerlifting career was 2019, where it gave me that confidence to know that I had more in the tank and that I was capable of more. And that essentially put me into the category of, quote unquote, what most people would agree with is like one of the best tested powerlifters of all time. So that's gonna wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that like. If you're new here and you enjoyed the content, subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you. Let's go.